So I wanted to make a video today about something I was reading about with superconductors, and I was out here in nature, kind of a beautiful river that I'm very blessed to have property on. Got a turtle shell out here. I'm assuming one of the otters ate him. Poor guy. Out here with Mr. Buddy. Buddy! Hey! And there was something that just came to light, which was interesting, is that they came out with a new superconductor that they're going to be using boson electrons to reduce interference in superconductors, because previously one of the issues with superconductors is that they're highly sensitive to outside forces. So Microsoft, I believe, was the one that just came out with it, using 2 electrons trapped in a field that will negate interference from other passing particles. And it just kind of reminded me being out here at the river, because my plan to get free energy off of my my dock that I have to rebuild. Go ahead and show you. There's Mr. Buddy walking around, not listening. Goofy ass dog. And of course taking a piss. Here's my my dock that got destroyed by the hurricane. I haven't been able to go and rebuild, but the plan is I'm gonna put a turbine down there underneath the dock. I just got to make sure that I can prevent the Sargasso weed from goddamn dog. Jeez, I can't believe I used to have such a nice dock down here. Prevent the Sargasso weeds. Oh, well, that's probably what took out my dock, is this tree. Usually it's nice and clear during the winter. Summer it gets all brackish because of the tannic acid from the leaves. Gotta go fetch my dog. This is why I don't let this dog out of the pasture, because this one doesn't listen. He is selective hearing. Yeah, now you see me over here and you're about to get... Hey. You see, that's a guilty dog right there. Right? You're a guilty dog, not listening. Come on. Let's go. But, no. Get back over to the house. Come on. Go. Started to talk about free energy, and basically what Microsoft came out with, a new technology of superconductors, where they're going to be able to abstain from interference at a particle level or atomic level, capturing 2 electrons in boson state, and they can go and have basically no resistance, where they've got them trapped on a little wire and stuck there with a current. And what's interesting is, when I was starting to think about it, is they Elijah Schaefer had these guys on a couple of weeks ago talking about this thing called VLP, where these little, I guess, nano robots basically act like a virus, where, as you may know, viruses aren't alive, so they're basically robots in themselves, and these particles can get through the cell membrane, and then once exposed to a current, will drop their payload, as they were describing it, and act like a virus, which you can program viruses not to be harmful. It's just what they're called. LB. And what's concerning is also this week the Trump administration lifted the sanctions on the Pegasus software, which I had made a video not too long ago about. And so that's a little bit concerning, because you start thinking about the practical applications of these superconductors, especially if they have what's called a high temperature superconductor. It doesn't have to be under absolute zero Kelvin, which means that you could potentially use it in human applications. And you start thinking about, the horrifying aspects of, was it Neuralink, where they start putting these computers into people's brains, and then you start having superconductors that can work underneath the heat elements of the human body. And thinking about also these people that are part of this technocracy that's starting to get more popular. And you have sorry, let me regain my thoughts. So these superconductors, in the application of working with Neuralink in people's brains, you go and start thinking about these people that keep talking about moving their bodies and brains into more of a machine. And then you have people with these machine brains that will be not as susceptible to outside EMP, electronic interference, like currents. And what they're trying to do is mimic basically a human brain, because the way the human brain works off of the synapses is you've basically got captured energy, and there is obviously heat coming off of people's bodies. But if you can go and reduce the resistance from heat, then you've basically got these supercomputers that are working, what is it called? What are they called? The ones that they're doing with Google. They were trying to originally do it with plasma. Oh my god, how did I just forget? Quantum computers. And so, if you're unfamiliar with what a superconductor is, it's basically an ability to, let's say, how you transfer information through your Ethernet cords, and it takes a little bit of time. You have latency. Well, imagine if you didn't have any latency, and that latency is due to the resistance in the wiring, and over distance, you're losing energy, and that's due to the resistance. If you think about electronics and signals going through, like electricity going through wires, think of it as a hose, and you've got your current is the height of the hose, your width of the hose, and then you've got your voltage, which is the force going through it. And then you've got your resistance, which would be the opening. And so that has to be overcome to go and get that much information through there. And that's what they're doing, is sending pulses of information as zeros and ones of electricity. And so the way to send information the fastest is to not have any resistance. And so they're using a particle called a boson, which is two electrons captured between protons, and it's been a while since I understood like spin, but basically that's what it is they're in a form that's they are able to have the way they explained it was having a wire, and the electrons are captured on the surface of it, and then around it the current is keeping them trapped in there. So it's basically like if you had 2 points and then you had a shaft between them, and basically you had almost no movement between the little rod between the 2 points, and you like pushed it and you had instant transfer of information. That's kind of the best way to explain it. And it's just really scary learning about these VLPs and the move towards everything being Wi-Fi, because if you're using Wi-Fi, it's susceptible to current, and everyone that's not working basically wired is going to be SOL. It's kind of interesting if you start looking at like networks like a hyphae in fungi, where the entire, like all the ground that you're stepping on is a giant network of hyphae. You can't see them, but it's a lot of wind, sorry. But imagine like a giant wired network that goes through the entire earth in the ground. That's what they're trying to mimic, and they're also trying to mimic the human brain. So as soon as they start being able to create these superconductors that work at higher temperatures, it's game over for people that have seen Terminator 2. That's essentially what we're heading towards. And I know it sounds like science fiction, but all of this stuff is coming true. I mean, even China has their own their own security and infrastructure for networks is called Skynet. It's kind of creepy. And what the difference is between right now what we've got is semiconductors. What everybody's always talking about, semiconductors, and what semiconductors are is basically a diode. You ever seen an LED? The reason what an LED is it takes energy, and a diode only lets energy go through one way. You can have kind of a two-way semiconductor, but basically a semiconductor is just basically letting energy go through and then turning it to DC voltage instead of alternating current, where you have the sine wave being positive and then you have to go back down negative. Well, it's always positive, and that negative is always your like your resistance. So you can have an instant power and information transferring through things. And so why I said a LED, because like a LED light, you can put energy towards it and it expels energy as light and heat. And if you were to reverse the polarity, it would absorb it. That's how solar panels work. So it's just kind of interesting to think about that we're moving towards more of a just these quantum computers and AI taking over. And sorry, I'm looking at these bees and I keep getting distracted. But I would start looking at basically all of the infrastructure. You're going to have to start creating your own infrastructure, your own power, your own networks from people to people. There's Meshtastic, I believe it's called, and there was also people using like crypto networks to send small amounts of information over the air, and basically using everyone from point to point as an access point. And it's going to be more important to do that once you're not able to rely on Cox or what's his name's Sky fucking what is it called, Elon Musk thing that I just said, the basically where they got the satellites going all over the place. Like, you think you're censored now, just wait till it's all one company and it's all on government contracts. I know it sounds scatterbrained. I've just been trying to think of how to wrap all this stuff up together, but they're definitely working on a way to basically make people obsolete. Right now, white-collar jobs are kind of being shown that they're not really that important once AI can do your job. I mean, lawyers are going to be replaced by AI. I bet they'll be able to have perfect arguments. The IRS, everybody that basically is just a middleman and doesn't do anything physically, even artists. And hopefully for me, the blue-collar stuff where, you're hands-on and starting to understand all the you're required to understand different systems and science and technology. I'll be the last to be fucked over, but it is kind of worrying, especially I wasn't expecting to find out that this Pegasus software sanctions was lifted right after I made that video. And obviously Trump is showing his cards as an ardent Zionist and not, America first, seeing that these people are beholden to other people. And the other thing is now that we have wasted all of our munitions giving them to Ukraine, this Zog is now basically has us weak. We're not able to go and defend ourselves. Like, we're going into another war now with Yemen. We don't even have stuff if we wanted to go to war with Iran and Russia. Like, we're completely fucked. And now we're reliant on the people that run these banks to go and fund ourselves, because we've spent all of our money. And the guy that's getting all these military contracts in SpaceX is also afraid of these people. And anti-Semitism is now the priority of the health administration, because that's a major threat to our health, not the pollutants that are put into our foods, as we were told. It's all. I'm tired of winning this much. We're really finding out, like, how the sausage is made. Like, everybody's getting fucked together, which is nice. It's a nice big orgy of being fucked by the government. And we're being held hostage too, I bet now, to help the French and Macron and his father that he married, that's actually a trans person, as Candace has proved out, that we're gonna have to go and basically destroy the entire world for one small little country. And they've already probably gone and started making the move to everybody being on digital currency. I don't trust Bitcoin. One of the guys that was, I think his name was Craig something, that was like influential in making it, had really strong CIA ties. I don't necessarily trust all of the different ones, you know, like Cardano or Bitcoin Gold. There's a few other ones, you know. Chainlink has ties to Oracle, so really, like, that's out of the picture. Ethereum, maybe, but it's all moving towards stuff that's out of your control, and you're going to be basically subject to a bunch of zeros and ones to be able to do anything, because no one here understands any of the technology. They don't know how to farm for themselves. They all live in cities, and they're going to be a bunch of lobsters in a bucket, pulling each other down. Sorry, my dog ran off. It's probably going and fucking with the goddamn cows. So, where is that dog? Well, I don't know where that fucking dog went. I guess I'll end the video here, and if I think of anything else, I'll edit it in. But that's pretty much it. Have a good one. And I found my dog, so everything's good. Come on, buddy. Out here. Good boy. So, just very important that we that people start being able to go and get their own land and start working on it. And I've seen ads on Twitter where people are talking about basically communism, redneck communism, where you can go and purchase basically your own plot of land, or part of a plot of land that you can go and develop and work basically as a commune, making your own farm. You want down? You want to walk around with Mr. Clyde? All right. There's Mr. Clyde. And might not be a bad alternative for people if they're you know, not able to go and purchase land, but it's definitely going to be important to have your own water source, especially one that you can use as energy, and especially one that's fresh water, as fresh as you can pretty much get with springs. At least I'm spring fed, so that's pretty nice. And nice thing about my land is it goes long ways towards the river, so when it floods, at least I can build. I've already got a house on stilts, but build out there further away from the river. So if I want to do crops or something. Right, Mr. Clyde? Right, Mr. Clyde? Got this nice long distance up here that I can go and build on, which is my next step after I go and try to get rid of my house in the city. I just gotta do a couple of things to it. I really want to go and redo the bathrooms, retile them, redo the showers, and then after that take care of the lawn. I'll be good to go. Hopefully this economy has a year or so, at least months, so I can get my equity out of the house, build on it, and then start buying equipment, start farming. Fortunately, I'm surrounded by farms out here, and I got cattle. I've been buying my my food, my meats, free range. Do not eat that. So, but I mean, this is what it's all about, is protecting that, because very cute, you know. It's really, really sad just how everything get taken away.
Did you know that the camera or microphone you're using right now can be seen and heard by someone remotely if your phone is infected with a spyware called Pegasus? In fact, the users can have access to your camera, your microphone, photos, videos, all your DMs, your social media, your texts, emails. They can even send and receive messages. They can have your exact location. They can even have your health data. And these aren't hackers or shadowy figures from the dark web. Pegasus is sold to governments like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Mexico, by an Israeli spyware firm called MSO Group, and there have been dozens of reported cases of it being used against human rights activists and journalists. We actually interviewed victims